I'll tell you when. I'll keep coming a little bit. A little bit more. Let's go. Okay. Oh, there it is. Alright, here is Chair Screamer. I've had a little bit of time to get, like, used to her and everything. Let me just unplug this air. This might be a little bit loud. Yeah. Anyways, here she is. Literally, like, the best prop I own. I mean, between her and the wolf, best props, obviously. I live in Philadelphia, so shipping to me was going to be around $340. I just ended up paying the full $375. Not that it's much of, a donation, but, transmit didn't happen this year. I just thought I'd just give them the full amount anyway. So, here she is. Just a lot of detail. I'll go over the physical appearance of Chair Screamer, go on the board. I'm not going to, get into the mechanisms or anything, just because, I'll get into, the scissor a little bit, and, I've done this with the wolf, but I'd rather not open her up, and plus, I don't think, Adam Johnson would really, want her to be opened up or anything. I mean, it's my prop. I can do whatever, open her up, but I just prefer to keep it, inside and contained. Because, if I spent all that time on a prop and stuff, I wouldn't want everybody knowing, maybe if they bought it. But anyways, here is, like I said, Chair Screamer. Really neat prop. This one I'm especially happy about because she runs really smoothly and everything. Yeah, you can see she runs on a scissor mechanism here. You can see that's super smooth. So basically it's just 2 cylinders back here. Let me do this. 2 cylinders back here. And they just push this scissor out. And she's kind of mounted on the back here. And you can kind of lift her up if you wanted. But there's just a little roller here. That just helps her go pretty smoothly and keeps her upright. And yeah, everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. She's just mounted to the base. And yeah, just really, really neat to see in person. She weighs about 200 pounds. Weighs about 200 pounds. The hands, I believe, are by Dark Ride or something like that. And the head is by Ghoulish Productions. It's just the mask, but they order these in bulk and they have them so there are no eye slots cut in them. So she looks cool. I could have gotten the head customized and everything, but I wanted to keep everything original just because I'm just obviously a fan of the original design of it. She has a bunch of like creepy cloth on her. It's just like a dress. And so basically she has head and arm up and down. She, as you know, she lunges out and her head goes side to side. And I still have her on the pallet, like I said, and I meant to say I destroyed, like, you know, the packaging around the pallet, not the actual pallet. Even though it is a little bit cracked and stuff in some areas, I plan to keep her on that for a little while. As you can see, I have like logs holding it down just as a weight. And I have her running on a 20-gallon Husky compressor. And I have that off right now because I just filled it up for this video. But anyways, here is the controller. It's a Peekaboo MP3 hooked onto 3 solenoid valves, which control her going out, the head and arm going out, which is one movement, and the head going side to side. So this is the chair going out. That's the head and arm going up and down. That's the head side to side. And what's really nice, and I meant to ask him this before I ordered it, and he actually ended up doing it anyways, was giving me this little like extension cord to hook up my own strobe light. So that's awesome. So whenever she goes out, the strobe light goes on. She's really, really loud, so I'm probably gonna like close the garage door when I activate her. But I can activate her without sound, which by doing that you just have to unscrew the 2 audio cables here, which it comes already unscrewed. But yeah, I'll try to extend the scissor real quick. Just pulling her out. You can see that. It's all double reinforced, so it's not just one. I don't know how to explain it. There's 2 sets of square steel tubing to keep it, you know, from wobbling too much. And as you can see, like I said, you can lift her up kind of, but naturally the weight keeps her on that roller. And she just goes back in. It's just an awesome prop, really. I'm really glad. Well, I'm upset because I did end up having to sell a few of my good items, but at the same time, this is something I've really, really wanted for a while, and I'd never really thought I'd get to order her directly off the site, and I'm really glad I got to, you know, contribute to Poison Props a little bit. Even though it wasn't a massive order, I still ended up paying, like I said, $375 for shipping. She retails for $2,439, so it came out to be $2,815 shipped. And we ended up, if you're wondering why we drove somewhere, they called me this morning, and I was asleep, unfortunately, and they ended up not being able to come deliver it to the house. So I just asked, can we come to the center and pick it up? They're like, yeah, that'd be fine. And they're only 20 minutes away in, like, New Jersey, so we went and picked her up. So that's the whole getting the pallet and stuff on the car. Anyways, I think I'm gonna, like, turn off the sound, and I will play. I'll show you that. You just have to unscrew positive, negative for the sound, and then I'll just plug in this air real quick. Alrighty, so you turn her on, the controller will ready up, and once the lights stop going through their sequence, it'll be ready. Alright, it's ready. That's her without sound, and I'll show her one more time, and I'll show the strobe light. See that's going on. Yeah, she seems kind of loud, but trust me, the sound of her screaming definitely overpowers the sound of like the pneumatics and the steel and everything hitting each other. But just really, really, really high quality animatronic. Oh shit. She's very strong too. Yeah, also with the solenoid valves, like you may know, if you hold them, you know, like push them manually, you can do things manually. Push her out. Right side to side. So yeah, she's it, and I'll show you the instructions that he prints out for you. It says you can pause this and read it if you want. But my favorite part: not liable for injuries or even death that may occur from careless use. Again, this is not a toy. It's kind of a toy to me, but it can be very dangerous if you consider that she's under like almost 100 pounds of pressure. She can knock somebody over, and especially this is the most dangerous part, getting something caught in the scissor. That's why you always got to make sure when you lay her out, you know, like the limits that she goes out to. You don't want her to hit anybody because that can be a liability on your end. Love the creepy cloth that comes with her. Just amazing. Amazing work by Adam Johnston and the crew at like Poison Props. I really can't thank them enough. And they actually had one ready to go and ship. So she was like shipped out like the next day I ordered. So that was really lucky. She's much bigger than I honestly expected. And honestly, I'm really glad I got into a little bit more like thorough, like more detail in this video. I didn't do as much with the wolf. Let's see what the pressure is at. It's going down a little bit. But yeah, it's honestly really worth the money. People say these are expensive, but honestly, take the time, go on other sites like Scare Factory, Gore Galore, Unit 70. Their prices, they are high. I mean, depending on what you're getting. And I think with Poison Props, you're getting more bang with your buck. I mean, you get a lot more animation. You can get something with like 8 different cylinders for almost half the price of Scare Factory. And Scare Factory, their ideas are like way, like they're just out of the park, their ideas, but not necessarily always with quality, but you know, nonetheless, their props are really, really intricate. And unfortunately, they are a little bit pricier because they are a more well-known. Poison Props is pretty well known, but Scare Factory, you see those props almost everywhere. So, but I mean, just I can't say how much I really love this thing. I mean, it's 100% the best purchase I've ever made. Anyways, that's it for, like, you know, without the sound. I'll give a couple demonstrations with the strobe in the dark, kind of, and then yeah, you'll see a bunch of chair screamer, trust me, on this channel. Yeah, so here is her with the lights out and the strobe light and everything with sound. Sorry about that, I forgot to plug in the hair. Let's try that again. Alright, I'll do it again with like the background light kind of on.